Welcome, guys. So, how you doing? I trust we are great. So, we have a lot to cover today, and we're just going to start as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm still going to wait for those that are going to join us. So, if you've joined the session, so let me know. Drop a hi. If you want to drop a comment, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel. It will only allow our subscribers to ask questions. But kindly drop a like if you can see me. So we're gonna wait for other persons to join. Just a few seconds, then we kick off. So those who are going to miss the session, you will just have to come here back here to watch the whole live session. Okay, okay. So let's just wait for a few seconds more. Let's wait for a few seconds more. Okay, we just have to get started. Those who are going to miss the session, you still have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to rewatch the live session after now. Okay, so this training is going to be very, very detailed. It's going to be very, very detailed. There's a lot of value to learn. So we're going to be focusing on Facebook and Instagram ads, or you could call it Meta ads, since Facebook changed their parent company name to Meta to align with their future goals. So I want to believe you can hear me. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to touch some important part uh, of this topic, very very critical. Please let me know if you can still hear me. If you can't hear me, just let me know. Okay, so we're going to start by understanding Facebook and Instagram ads algorithm. So there's something experts do know. For quite a lot of time, and for certain persons, they want to talk about targeting, targeting, targeting. Everyone wants to emphasize on targeting when it comes to Facebook. It's very important that every business is speaking to their targeted audience. It's very, very, very important. Now, I'm going to share a brief insight about target audience before we move deeper into the Facebook algorithm, which I want to share with each and every one of us here, so that we're going to understand why you're speaking to your target market is very, very important in order for you to succeed in business. Okay, if you join the session, kindly let me know. Drop a like button so that I'm sure that you're listening. Okay, so understanding your market. Let's classify markets into four different categories, basically. So, number one, we have potential markets. So, those in the total population who have interest in what you're offering or in acquiring the product you offer. Your available market is those in the potential market who have enough money to buy the products you're offering. So, your available market are the ones who actually have the money to purchase what you're qualified. Available market could be called those persons. So I wanted to establish a good definition of target market before we talk about the Facebook algorithm. Okay, so it's very important that every ads you're putting out there or every marketing is aligning to its target market. It's very, very important because it increases your chances of success and it makes your work quite beautiful. You enjoy the process of you trying to convince your prospect to become paying customers. But there's something about the Facebook algorithm. The Facebook algorithm is constantly improving. It's constantly improving to help you get the results you want without doing much, which means the AI basically helps you to find the persons who are most likely to take actions or who are interested in this kind of services or business you are into. So this is how powerful the Facebook and Instagram algorithm is. Now, the reason why I started with talking about the Facebook and Instagram algorithm is so that because I want us to focus on something else, not basically targeting. Yeah, but in order for me to make you understand how important this is, I want you to understand the potential of Facebook algorithm when it comes to how its ads platform or its ad technology works in delivering your contents to the right users or to the right audience that should contact, especially in the real estate or especially in the real estate industry. So there are two key things experts they focus on. Number one is your creative. So your creative could be your video, your flyer, your copy, your ad copy, or some will call it your caption, your primary text. So these are the things you need to focus on as an advertiser because these are the things that actually keeps grab the attention. First of all, it keeps the attention of okay, the first thing it grabs the attention of the persons who are actually watching your ad. Maybe a video that they came across on Facebook, and this is the same content that is going to use to keep their attention. From there, you could establish relationship, and before sales could actually take place. Now, the second thing you need to focus on is your offer. A lot of time, you can see some real estate companies coming up with beautiful ideas. I came out. There's one I worked with where Capital City they were emphasizing on Christmas in July. It's something that stirs up attention, okay? And they gave beautiful offers where you could actually have um, a lot of prizes to be won. Like you could get food stuff. The grand prize, I think, it should be a car and so much. So focus on two things when you're running ads on Facebook. Number one is your creative, and number two is your offer. Your creative is more important than you focusing on targeting. Okay, like trying to know how to professionally use Facebook advertising targeting tool. That is not really the most important thing you should focus on because Facebook technology is already doing its work in helping you deliver your ad to the right persons. So, which is why it's very important that you should focus more on planning your creative, make a beautiful video, sell the experience of your product, make your target audience out there to understand what it feels like to buy a property, what it feels like to move into a newly completed house. You understand? Or you highlight their terms or you highlight their consent in your caption, in your ad and copy. So these are the basic things which we believe you should focus on. Now, I would want us to refer to something in the description section. So if you check in this live video, click on the see more. Please, I would like to get feedback from also that I'm sure that we are following. Okay, so if you check at the description section of this video, we've actually prepared a writing material for you to make you enjoy this whole class that you're going to partake in. Yeah, so that it's easier for you to reflect on what area we are. So we basically said we will cover real life approaches to drive success as a realtor or as a real estate company. So the number one is know your audience inside out. Now, for those of you who are very determined in understanding the Facebook advertising tool. The truth is that if you don't understand your target audience offline, it's very difficult for you to master how to use the Facebook audience. Facebook targeting tool. Facebook targeting tool has their best practices that helps the system to deliver better results, specifically when it comes to lower cost per action. So you want to make sure that you're maximizing your investment on Facebook platform. So let's say, for example, if the minimum cost you could get for this particular project you're into is maybe 500 naira per message. If you don't have the right information, you might not know the particular targeting tool or the particular targeting strategy you would use to help you hit that mark or to meet that target, whereby your cost per message or your cost per conversion, depending on what action you want your client to take, maybe to submit a form, falls in line with that average or the lowest cost per action that is possible at that moment. So these are one of the things you need to understand. So it's very important that you understand your target audience outside Facebook platform. It's you have a greater advantage apart from you understanding how users actually behave across different web platforms. Maybe since Meta has Instagram and Facebook, so you might say, okay, the Instagram people like stuff like they are very, very easy. Facebook people, they are very, very intentional about purchase. They want to go into details. Yeah. So apart from you understanding who your target audience are online, it's also very important. And it's actually a beautiful thing if you really understand your target audience offline, because you could use those demographic or those qualities you use in highlighting them or in identifying them to search for them while exploring the targeting tools that is available for you on Facebook platform, advertising platform. So the first one we said, know your audience inside out. So the first step is to a successful ad campaign is understanding your target audience. Who are your ideal clients? What are their needs, their preference, and their pain points? So this is very important. Sometimes when preparing your ad copy, we're also going to teach you how to write a beautiful ad copy. The link to this blog post will be made available in the description section of this video. Okay, so there's a lot of resources for you guys in the description section, so that this will help you get successful subsequently as an advertiser on Facebook and also as a realtor or as a real estate company that's trying to promote your business offering on Facebook. So now one of the beautiful things about understanding your customers' pain points or their desire, because you could actually call out your audience. You can say, hello, okay, let's say for example, you want to run an ad that encourages people who are in a relationship that are about to marry, that are about to get married, or people who just got married and they're thinking of acquiring a home. You understand? So you could actually start listing out pain points like this. For instance, you can say, have you been wondering of such beautiful home that would make your family a beautiful experience, or are you expecting to have kids, this and that? Play around with things that, let's say, everyone who is thinking of starting a home will be very intentional about what they want to see. Security. Do you have concerns about security? So you list out all these pain points, but make sure the properties you're selling actually solve these problems you're going to highlight, so that you're actually not scamming them. So which is why, before you even start talking about ads, you must have, your estate, your solution you're trying to sell out there is in perfect shape. Yeah. So once you ensure that your estate or the property you want to sell is actually falling in line with the target audience you want, so make sure you call them out. Make sure you want to make sure that these are the first things they're going to come in contact with when they see you online or once your ads start running. So the next one we talked about, we highlighted, is crafting compelling ad copy, which I just mentioned right now. Then the third one is use high quality visuals. Like I said, in real estate, visuals are everything. Use high quality images and videos that showcase your properties in the best light. Yeah, virtual tours, drone footage, and before and after images. If you can use before and after images, it's very beautiful. You understand? Because kind of you're selling the experience of this is how it all started. Most persons who came in contact with our company, they came without a home, but at the end of the day, look at the beautiful home they have. Everyone will be like, wow, this is beautiful. You understand? The person would want to talk to you because everyone wants to get attached or get connected to things that are successful, people who are successful. As little as it might feel, but it's going to help you to have a meaningful conversation um, when you're preparing for your creative, that is your visuals that you want to use for art. So make sure they captivate your audience and give them a sense of what it would be like to live in or invest in the properties, especially if you want them to, uh, if you're expecting to have investors that have huge sum of money to invest in your properties. So you want to make sure that you're talking about the return on investment and what they gain. Yeah. Apart from making it obvious in terms of profit, you could also highlight that they are supporting the transformation of this city, that's supporting the transformation of this location. Let's You can just, there are quite a lot of beautiful language, so that it doesn't just show it's just all about the money, but you're actually solving a real life problem. You're adding value to the society by them joining into this vision. So these are some of the things you could play around with by creating your creatives or your ad, your marketing materials. So another thing I want to talk about is okay, how to close sales. I think let me talk about this before we finish up with other things. So there are simple strategies you could use to close sales in real estate if you want to get a buyer focused and serious, because you understand that when it comes to properties, it's actually a huge money. Most of them run to millions to acquire them, or in the for example, you would most likely want to tell them, okay, you could book a consultation, or you could book a site viewing, yeah, so that they could come and see the properties. If it's real estate or maybe whatever property they want to acquire, they could come and verify, yeah, before they make a purchase. Another thing you could do, especially for those who are real estate companies, you could make it easy for them to walk into your office and see you, because every customer that actually leaves his house, or every prospect that leave their house to come to your office, they actually want to buy from you. Yes, they actually want to buy. They're interested. So this is another opportunity for you to wow them. So be intentional about. Don't try to, for example, when you're running your ads and start getting inquiries, don't try to answer all the questions in the chat. Okay, ask the base, answer the basic things they need to know. Then also try to make them to come to the office, or they come to see the site, because no one will just message you, oh, I saw this property you're selling for 5 million. I want to pay now. Has it ever happened to you? I'm not sure that that is even realistic. Okay, so you focus more on helping the customer to go through the proper process, or the common experience every buyer goes through before they finally make a decision to acquire a property. So you want to make sure you're pointing them to the right direction. Sometimes you offer a call after a few lines, because sometimes not everyone will be available to respond to all the messages, or you're trying to understand what exactly do they want. This is something you could do over a WhatsApp call to understand their expectation, their desire, what is their concern, yes. But make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're prepared, and especially if you're a company, try as much as possible to build solutions that answers or that addresses the concerns of your target market. Sometimes they want to say, how am I sure it's not a scam? I expect you to actually have answers to those kind of questions before you even start running ads. So these are the things you need to be intentional about. So we're going to go back to the next highlight, retarget and follow up interested prospects. So not everyone will convert the first time they see your ad. Yeah, so retargeting is a powerful tool that allows you to reach out to people who have previously interacted with your website, social media pages, or ads. So retargeting is basically another advertising tool that is on Facebook, whereby it could actually target everyone that clicked on your ad, either they liked your page or they messaged you on WhatsApp. So you can do an official retargeting ads. For sometimes I would advise, because there are some clients they might not like follow up. You understand, like you trying to call them or message them. I didn't hear from you. You understand. Another way you could do that is through retargeting ads, but be very intentional. Make sure you create a beautiful video specific for them, because these are people that already know you, but you're now kind of reintroducing yourself in an official and manner indirectly through the channels in which they came through, which is Facebook or Instagram. So you could run a retargeting ads that go outside the persons who have contacted your business, maybe within the past 30 days, 90 days. I think the maximum is 1 year for Facebook page. Yeah. For your website should be 90 days. Yeah. So retargeting is a very beautiful way for you to close sales or close deals in advertising generally, not just in real estate, across board. Okay, so we're going to talk next about monitor and optimize your campaign. Okay, so successful ad campaigns require ongoing monitoring and optimization. So track key metrics such as click-through rate. Sometimes if you're using a video, let me give you a secret, because we usually do it at Bright whenever we're managing our ad campaigns for our clients. We usually check, okay, how many persons watch this video ads up to 50%? How many persons watch this video ads up to 100%? Because if you have a large number of persons watching your video to the end, it means you did a very beautiful job. So you understand that if something, and it's easier for you to know, okay, if in case things are going wrong, where you could point out, okay, maybe this is where it's coming in. Let's say, for example, now, if you're having low a small amount of leads coming into your WhatsApp DM. Yeah, and when you check how many persons are viewing the video at 50%, if they are too low, let's say a high percentage of persons um, that try to watch your video didn't get up to 50%. So you should know that your video is most likely the problem. Okay. And most times when you get success, where you use a very beautiful video, you find out that a lot of persons are watching that video to the end. So these are some of the key metrics you could check, or the most valuable metrics to you. You understand? Because sometimes it might be different as per the ads objective, or based on the kind of business you're running, or the kind of strategy. For example, if you use the flyer, I don't know why you should be checking out how many persons watch a video, because you use the flyer, not a video. Okay, so that's why I said the key metrics could change depending on the strategy, or the kind of business, or the kind of approach you use for your ads investments. Okay, so be prepared to tweak your campaign based on performance data to maximize your return on investment. So apart from understanding what your campaign is saying itself, another way you could analyze the responses, or the kind of persons who are coming into your DM. This is very critical. Now, I before okay, live session, I talked about why how powerful the Facebook algorithm is in terms of targeting and etc. That a lot of times you don't really need to target. You just need to allow the algorithm to do its work for you, while you enjoy the benefit of getting a cheaper cost per result. So these are one of the highlights you need to understand. But in a case whereby you're monitoring your campaign, and you're seeing that, okay, the kind of persons who are actually coming in, they are very difficult to speak to, or maybe the way they are responding, I think they are too young. This is you that you're getting feedback, you're getting enough data to give you the confidence or the permission to, okay, I need to persons who might not be taking getting a property serious, or acquiring a land. Okay, so these are cases whereby you can start tweaking advertising. So on your first ad campaign, you shouldn't just rush and start trying to mix up different advertising tools, or different targeting tools rather, that you don't understand. So you want to first of all allow the algorithm to do its work. Then subsequently, as you monitor and optimize your campaign, you get feedback, you get enough data to back up your next action. So if you said, okay, fine, I'm going to limit a particular location, I notice that persons who come from here, they don't usually speak English. I'm going to give you a very real life scenario. So let's say, for example, if you target a full region, and a particular location is coming in, and they're speaking their local dialect, and you said, okay, I know that the person speaking these languages are coming from this side. So if it's too much for you, and it's like it's coming in huge numbers, you might want to restrict that particular location in your next targeting. Yeah. So this is actually one of the cases whereby using detailed targeting makes so much sense based on data, because you have a data backing up your action which you are taking, or you want to take. So the sixth one is showcase social proof. This is very, very powerful. So showcase social proof is a lot of work. Okay, it's a lot of work, especially trying to gather social proof and making it look presentable, especially in real estate, could take a lot, but it's going to worth it. So social proof such as testimonials, client reviews, and case studies can significantly boost the credibility of your ad. Just imagine whereby you have a client saying that they are so grateful that this was their first property that they bought in their life, and they never had any issue because they were able to find the right person, and it was you. Then imagine that kind of client saying that I recommend that um, every family who is just starting out, and they want to settle down and acquire a property for their family, should work with you. Imagine that kind of voucher, getting that kind of a client. A lot of persons are going to take you serious, because they see that working with you is reduces losing money, or okay. So it makes the work quite easier for you, especially follow up, and the customer would most likely make a purchase decision as soon as possible. So these are one of the benefits of showcasing your social proof or reviews. So highlight positive experiences from past clients to build trust, and recognition by choosing you as their real estate partner. Okay, so number 7 says consistency is key. All right, consistency is key. So consistency in your ad campaign helps build brand recognition and trust. So let me tell you, yeah, sometimes because they are always seeing you, it's enough reason that they should trust you because you are always showing up. You're always showing up. So this is enough reason for a person to say, oh, because I usually see this face is definitely business. So that is on that advantage. They said no marketing is a waste. Yes, and no adverts you run or no investment in marketing is actually a waste. As far as you're consistent, you definitely get your return on investment. That's just the fact about marketing or investing in marketing and advertising. Though sometimes it might delay depending on some factors, but if you're consistent, definitely it will all pay out. It will all, yeah. So that is one thing you should appreciate about marketing and advertising. So whether you're running seasonal promotions or maintaining an always on strategy, ensure that your messaging and visuals are consistent across all platforms over time. So this consistency will help establish your brand as a trusted name in the real estate market. Okay, so always showing up. There's power in always showing up. Sometimes even if you're perfect or the most experienced, because you're not always in the screen of people or in the faces of persons, someone who has always been there is will most likely attract a huge number of crowds to himself because they believe that this is the best. Because if it's not the best, why is he always showing up there? So this is the power of consistency. Okay, it helps you to position yourself as an authority in that field because that is actually how the human mind works. Okay, so by implementing these strategies, real estate and real estate companies can create impactful and successful ad campaigns that drive leads, increase brand visibility, and ultimately close more deals in the digital age. They said one of the beautiful things about this digital age is that a lot of things can be tracked. Unlike you going to a radio station or going to a television and you just advertise, you actually don't know the kind of persons watching or how many persons exactly tune in at that moment. Though those kind of adverts are still effective, but the beauty of digital marketing is that it can be tracked. You get full data. You can get an adequate report on your whole investment. Okay. All right. So we're going to move forward. I would have loved to share my screen and maybe talk about one or two things. Okay, but I'm not sure that it's possible in this case. Yeah, because basically, maybe because I'm using an iPhone, but I know I saw something like that on Android. I would have loved to share my screen to maybe launch a couple of ad campaign on a mobile phone, so that you're going to see how this works. Okay, so before though we have videos to help you with that, so don't. Yeah, so we're already prepared to help you. We saying that come for a free Facebook ad and come and learn the secrets. We are very intentional about that. So we actually have videos available for you to guide you step by step on how to launch your ad campaign on Facebook mobile app, Instagram mobile app, on the Meta Ads Manager mobile app, and I think we have some on Meta Business Suite app. So they're going to help you. So I'm going to talk briefly about best practices in advertising, okay, especially on Facebook, so that you stay compliant. This is very, very important. Okay, so apart from you understanding your market, your ads, speaking to the right persons, and you creating wonderful ad copy, creating wonderful videos or wonderful flyers, you need to stay compliant to the platform you're actually advertising on, which is Meta. Yeah, so there are best practices. So we're going to highlight it. It is always good. A lot of you who start advertising, once you hear that, oh, you just boost posts, you just go and you get a card, a ATM, a credit or debit card, and you link up to your Facebook account or your Instagram account, and you just start running ads. Okay, so there's actually a professional way to do stuff like this. For example, once you for example, before you start running ads, it's important that you have a business ad account. Okay, a business ad account takes care of future uncertainties or unforeseen circumstances that might occur. Because if your personal ad account gets restricted, you will not be able to run ads again, especially if it's a permanent restriction. So it's very, very risky for you to use a personal um, ad account to run ads on Facebook, specifically on Facebook. So which is why we usually recommend create a business prepaid ad account, but in best cases, get an expert to create. that for you. All right. So it's very important that you create a business ad account before advertising. So take notes. In order for you to use a business ad account to run ads on Facebook or on Instagram, it must have been created. It doesn't just appear on your profile. So I need to be sincere with you. I need to be yeah, sincere with you guys so that you understand how to run ads. Stand. So if you check in the description section, we also provided guides that will teach you how to. I'm going to tell you guys something. Facebook has different objectives on its platform. Okay, so most times if you use a particular objective and you have another expectation, for example, each objective have an expectation it tries to meet. Okay, or each objective have a goal it tries to achieve for the advertiser. Okay, so let's say if you misplace your priority, you're using another objective to meet an entirely different goal, you're going to definitely get poor performance. Okay. So sometimes you might go and run an advert that optimizes engagement on the ad campaign. You'll just be getting likes, but you will never get messages. You might be wondering, Facebook ads doesn't work. I'm not understanding what I'm doing. If you want leads or you want to start the conversation with you on your WhatsApp, then run an objective, an objective ad campaign on Facebook that sends people to your WhatsApp message, not the one that will get you more likes on your Facebook ad. So it's very very important. So we actually provided a playlist in the description section of this video. Like I said, this whole training has already been properly planned, yeah, prepared, so that it will be easier for us to refer you to the right places to be. So if you go visit the description section, if you can't find it now, maybe a few hours or few minutes after this live session is over, you visit the description section, then you're going to see the playlist that says Facebook DIY ads or Facebook ads DIY. Do it yourself. So you're going to see a full playlist. Then always look at the thumbnails. It says how to get more messages on Facebook, how to get more followers on Facebook. So these are the things you need to look out for so that you're going to master the right one. But for most of you or every one of us here that is in real estate, you need to focus more on learning how to get more messages, on focus on learning the one that teaches how to get more messages on ads on Facebook or for Instagram. So we also have the playlist for Instagram as well. So visit the description section. You're going to see the playlist. It says Instagram ads DIY. So it's going to teach you how you could run your ads on Instagram and get amazing results. Most times for IG, Instagram is one place you don't really need to do much targeting, specifically on IG. Now, I'm going to tell you something because as we go deeper, I'm going to unfold a lot of things for you guys so you understand. The truth about targeting is that whenever an audience is restricted, it's kind of you've increased the competition on that particular audience you're trying to target. Okay. So whenever you're trying to go do detailed targeting, whereby you're saying, okay, I want my ads to be shown to only this kind of persons. So usually the number gets smaller. You understand? Now, in order for you to actually reach out to those kind of persons in masses, you need a huge budget. So you need to understand the impact of targeting to your ads. So whenever you're using a slim budget, you should reduce the whole idea of or the whole temptation of saying you want to target persons because most times when you want to do a very deep targeting or a very detailed targeting, it requires a good number, a huge amount of money so that the ads can deliver well and can be spread out to a large audience. So these are things you need to understand about Facebook. For Facebook best practices, those ads which usually have this well. So you see, yeah. So these are some of the information out there, but there are cases whereby you could ignore this and you could ignore these best practices, especially when you've done a proper research and you see that okay, in this particular campaign I want to launch, these are actually the only available target audience. But you need to understand that the smaller the audience size, the higher the more amount or the higher investment is needed in order for that ad to deliver properly and for you to get more leads coming into your WhatsApp or visiting your website to fill a form that they're interested in buying. Okay, so it's very, very important. Okay, so you're also going to okay, so these are the two key playlists you're going to find in the description section of this video. So also we also share the link to teach you how to learn ad copies. It's a beautiful blog post. Okay, so kindly visit the blog post that talks about the copywriting guide. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you a lot. Okay, so start getting your questions ready because we'll soon be rounding up uh, in this session. Yeah, we'll soon be rounding up. So let's get our questions ready. Now I'm going to give you an advice specifically for those if you know you would prefer a professional to handle your ads campaign, especially for companies. That is one of the major reasons why Gripe is here to help you. Okay, so by God's grace, I've managed funds over 2 million in advertising, so we understand the importance of allocating appropriate ads for a business or for any business out there. All right, so if you know that your company would want to work with us in helping you to run ads, kindly send us a message. Uh, on WhatsApp. I think my phone number is also in the description section. You could also contact me and we'll see how we could help you. For those of you who don't have enough budget or enough money to hire an agency, this is the reason why we made this training to help you run your ads yourself. Okay, so that is why we said free training. Okay, if you know that you don't have enough budget or you have budget concerns in managing your ad campaigns, you could also learn how to do this yourself. But first of all, I strongly recommend that you subscribe to our ads fixing services.